All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful and honestly one of the most misunderstood tools in all of personal finance, the Health Savings Account, or HSA. You've probably heard of it. Maybe you even have one through your job. But the real question is, are you using it for all it's worth? Let's dive in and really unlock what this thing can do.
But first, before we get to the solution, we have to talk about the problem. And it's a big one that we can all relate to, right? That knot in your stomach when you think about healthcare costs. They're high, they're completely unpredictable, and for most Americans, they're one of the biggest financial hurdles out there, especially when you start thinking about the future.
So let's make this really concrete. I want you to just take a guess. Think of a number. For an average couple, both 65, retiring right now, how much cash do you think they'll need just for healthcare for the rest of their lives?
Ready for this? The answer is a whopping $351,000. I mean, that is a staggering number. And according to the folks at Charles Schwab who ran these numbers, that's not for anything fancy. That's just to have a really good shot, a 90% chance of covering your basic Medicare premiums and out-of-pocket stuff. It's a huge figure that just hits most people like a ton of bricks.
Now, you might be thinking, hey, wait a minute, haven't things gotten a little better? And you're right. Laws like the No Surprises Act have made a huge difference, cutting down on those awful, unexpected medical bills. But, and this is a big but, the research still shows that the overall cost, the out-of-pocket spending, is still a massive financial strain for so many families. The fundamental problem of high costs is still very much with us. But what if there was a tool, a kind of secret financial weapon, hiding in plain sight, specifically designed to help you fight back against these crazy costs? Well, there is, and that's where the Health Savings Account comes into play. So what in the world is an HSA? Okay, at its most basic level, it's just a savings account for your medical expenses. But here's the catch, the one requirement. You can only get one if you're enrolled in a specific kind of insurance, a high deductible health plan, or HDHP for short. So let's see what that actually looks like. So what you're seeing here is the big trade-off. Looking at these example numbers from MetLife, with an HDHP, your monthly premiums are, well, they're incredibly low. I mean, $10 for an individual. But the flip side is your deductible. That's the amount you have to pay yourself before insurance starts picking up the tab is much, much higher. It's by taking on that higher deductible that you unlock the ability to open an HSA. And this is where the HSA transforms from just a regular old savings account into a financial superpower. It has something that no other account in the entire US has. I'm serious. Not your 401k, not a Roth IRA, only the HSA has what's called the triple tax advantage. Let's break down this magic trick. First, the money you put in is tax deductible. It comes out of your paycheck before taxes are calculated, which actually lowers your tax bill for the year. Pretty cool. Second, that money grows completely tax-free, so any interest, any investment gains, you pay zero tax on it. And third, when you need to pull money out for a legit medical expense, a doctor's visit, new glasses, dental work, that withdrawal is also 100% tax-free. It's the perfect hatch trick. Tax-free in, tax-free growth, and tax-free out. Okay, so how much can you sock away in one of these? For 2025, the limits are $4,300 if you have an individual plan or $8,550 for a family plan. And hey, if you're 55 or over, you get to throw in an extra $1,000 as a little catch-up. All right, so you get it. The tax benefits for medical bills are great. But this is where we're going to pivot, because the people who really know how to use an HSA don't just see it as a healthcare piggy bank. No. They see it as one of the best retirement accounts that exists, period. You know, as Dr. Jim Dahl over at the White Coat Investor puts it, the real pro move is using your HSA as another retirement investing account. And why is that? Well, because unlike other health accounts, the HSA has some unique features that make it an absolutely incredible tool for long-term investing. So, how does this actually work? First, unlike those use it or lose it FSAs, your HSA money is yours forever. It just rolls over year after year, building up. Second, and this is huge, you can invest your HSA funds in the stock market. We're talking stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, just like your 401k, letting that money grow tax-free over decades. Third, once you hit 65, it gets even better. You can pull money out for any reason at all. If it's not for medicine, you just pay regular income tax on it, just like a 401k, but with no penalty. And finally, unlike those other retirement accounts, HSAs have no required minimum distributions. The government never forces you to take your money out. Okay, so now that you know all this, how do you actually use an HSA the right way and, not mess it up? Let's put together a super simple game plan.
Here are the big do's and don'ts. Number 1, do take any free money your boss offers, like a match. That's a no-brainer. Do keep all your receipts and records for medical bills. And do look at providers like Fidelity that don't charge a bunch of fees, so more of your money stays yours. On the flip side, don't keep putting money in if you're no longer eligible, like, say, when you sign up for Medicare. And the biggest one of all, don't use the money for anything that's not a qualified expense before you turn 65.
And let me just hammer that last point home because it is so important. If you use your HSA money for non-medical stuff before you're 65, the penalties are just brutal. You're going to pay your normal income tax on the money, plus a painful 20% penalty on top. It's just a terrible mistake that totally wipes out all the amazing benefits of the account.
So this all brings us to the most important takeaway here. An HSA really forces you to ask a new question about your health plan. Is it just a tool to help you pay today's doctor bills and prescriptions? Or could it be one of the most powerful engines you have for building tax-free wealth for your future? The choice is really up to you.